Mrs. Earth Australia, and the title has gone to a Gold Coaster who will now compete at Mrs. Earth World, if you don't mind, in Las Vegas, of course. But as the name implies, this pageant is not so much about frocks and gowns and all that kind of thing. It's all about the environment. Suzi Dent, also known now as Mrs. Earth Australia, welcome to Drive and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thanks for having me.
And I'm smiling and giggling as because you've come in full sash.
And my crown.
And your crown, your beautiful tiara, which you're managing to hold quite well with the headphones on as well.
Some are looking fabulous with the cans on as well.
A wonderful thing. Tell me about this Mrs. Earth idea. What did you have to do to become Mrs. Earth Australia?
Well, look, it all started last year. I was doing some soul searching and I realised there was a lot of sameness in my life. I've been doing the same career for 33 years, which is hair and makeup in television, and doing the same man for 25. Not that that's a problem, but I realised
so to speak.
So to speak, yeah. I love my man and I love my career. But I realised there was a bit of sameness, and I'd been approached, and I'd actually done a modelling gig at the ripe young age of 54 last year, and I really liked it. Yeah. And I put it out to life and I thought, what do I want to do? And I thought, actually, I just want to cross in front of the camera. That'd be fun. So, and I put it out to life, and all of a sudden the pageant people they contacted me. And I'm a tomboy. I've been a tomboy my whole life. I live in runners and shorts, and I thought, wow, okay, if life wants me to be a pageant queen, this is really pushing it a bit. And I went on their website and found out that they support a charity called Souls for Souls, which is a charity that collects used and new shoes to distribute to people who don't have shoes.
Right.
And within the first 10 minutes of looking at that, I had this whole marketing plan in my head that involved Bartercard Australia and the sash and the tiara and Souls for Souls.
Souls for Souls, and away you go. What actually happens on the night? Like, is it the usual pageantry?
It is the usual pageantry. Well, I'm not really a usual pageant girl, so, I actually wore my first gown in my life on Saturday night down in Melbourne at the crowning, which was fabulous. And they have an interview section.
Is this literally the crown they gave you?
This is the crown they gave me.
It's
yes,
quite wonderful.
It's quite special, isn't it?
It is.
Wait till you see what I'm going to bring back in June. It's massive.
Las Vegas.
It's huge.
As you bring it home for Australia, as you said to me.
That's exactly right. So, look, you have a panel interview. You have to put a book together about your journey. You talk to them about what you're doing and what I've been doing with Souls for Souls and the charity work that I've been doing. And I guess it's all about personality, eco-awareness, and it's a job interview.
Yes,
really?
Right.
So you're going to prepare for a job. So my job is I'm going to represent Australia as their first Mrs. Earth Australia, which is pretty cool.
So what else have you got to bring? What goes into your book?
I've done a lot of I've had a lot of press and photographs and things that I've done, and talking about charities that I've worked for. My idea with Bartercard, they actually opened 26 offices around the country as drop spots for Souls, where there were no drop spots for shoes before. Souls for Souls were going to close in December, now they're not.
Okay.
So that's really cool to be able to pull that all together without too much difficulty, which is great. And I'm all about awareness. So my charity is about awareness. My personal thing, Matt, is about celebrating the over-50s woman.
Yes, ageism is a thing.
It is. It is a thing for me. Being a hair and makeup artist for 33 years, I've worked in advertising for a long time, and advertising will get to a certain place with women, and when they're in their 50s, there is nothing. You won't see women represented. And we're talking about this because, International Women's Day is coming up on Wednesday, so it's a very apt time to talk about it. You can go there's no magazines that represent women of that age. It kind of goes from young to really old, and grey old, I mean. And even in shops, like, for instance, you can go into shops that are, I won't use the name, but they're traditionally grandma shops, really, and on the walls are 30-year-old women wearing the clothes. Well, what's that about? Why aren't there older women on the walls wearing the clothes? Why isn't the target market represented? A lot of women get to their 50s and it's the menopausal age, and they feel it's not fun going through menopause. Got to say, been there, done that now. And it's not fun. You don't feel great about yourself. And when all the media that is represented to you is all young, gorgeous things with no wrinkles, a lot of women, they don't feel very supported in society.
And this is where you step step in.
Yes.
And you put your best foot forward.
I do, and I go, rah.
And you head to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Representing the green and gold.
Yes, as probably the oldest competitor they've ever seen in their lives. And probably the ballsiest.
And you are going to force them to crown you, Suzi.
I'm just going to, just through the force of my personality, I think.
You're just going to steamroll in. Las Vegas is never going to see anything like it.
In typical Aussie fashion.
Waltz on in. How exciting. How exciting.
It is exciting.
You mentioned your career, which is, you kind of talked about it in very loose and frivolous terms, but it's really interesting because I've seen some pictures of your work, Suzi Dent. You're pretty good at, making people look pretty bad. And that is a compliment of the highest order. There's some quite horrific stuff on there.
Oh, thank you.
If I ever want to be made up to look like I've been in a horrible accident, I'm coming to you.
I'm your girl. I'm actually doing Wednesday and Thursday this week. I'm working with the Queensland Police up in Redcliffe doing a job called Moulage, which is basically accident simulation and injury simulation. So the police will come in and they won't know what's going on, and there'll be lots of wounded and screaming and shot and stabbed people around as a training exercise for the police. So that's fun for me.
Yeah, well, and you've got to make it
simulating wounds to look really good. So basically, Matt, I do pretty and ugly, but I do like doing ugly.
How did you become that person?
When I was 21, I studied there was one makeup school in Sydney. I'm from Sydney originally. There was one makeup school in the entire country. I studied there for a year full time to become a makeup artist and a hairstylist. This is what I've been doing for 33 years. I've worked in television, in drama, music videos. I've worked with 4 of our prime ministers. I'm very grateful for my career. I love what I do. I'm a wardrobe stylist, so I dress people for commercials. I do food commercials and all sorts of commercials, and I get to do the wound stuff as well. I also do the Leukemia Foundation Be Brave and Shave chins, the upside down talking chin characters.
Yes.
I'm the chin chick.
You're the chin lady.
Yeah, so for 9 years in a row now, I've done all the made all the wardrobe and the wigs and created the characters for the campaign, which is probably the hardest job of the year for me, but also one of the best, because it raises millions of dollars for blood, to help find a cure for blood cancer all across the country. And it's the one time of the year that my mates will see the commercial and ring me and go, "Mate, saw your chins on TV, thought I'd call you."
Suzi Dent, you've got the classic portfolio CV, I reckon, and you're about to add Mrs. Earth World to it.
That's right.
Mrs. Earth Australia for now. But no, you're going global.
I'm going the world.
I'm feeling it. I'm going to put it out there for you as well.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you for coming in, sash and tiara and all.
Oh, you are most welcome. My absolute pleasure.
And will you stay in touch and let us know how things go?
Absolutely.
June?
Yes, the beginning of June.
In Vegas
yes.
will be hot.
No, I want to go on Ellen as well. So we're putting out there. I'll put it out there. I want to go on the Ellen show. I want to dance with Ellen and get her wear my crown. I'm
sure we can get Ellen on the phone, can't we, Karen? We've got that kind of power.
Yeah.
When the technology works. It's been a bit fickle today. We might try that. We'll put a call in tomorrow. See, we get you on Ellen, surely.
Yeah, get me on Ellen. That'd be so good. I figured she married an Aussie. She'd want to interview one.
Well, she'll love you.
Yeah, that's
she'll
what I
love
thought.
You. Courtney Barnett, the musician, she got her on.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there's an Australian
why can't you have a 55-year-old eco-aware beauty queen that's
there's
representing
absolutely
Oz?
No. Ellen will be listening. She often calls in on Talkback.
Fantastic.
So, yeah,
Hi, Ellen.
Hello, Ellen. Good on you. Good luck.